Wow, this is actually pretty awesome. So I am live. Cool. I'm live. This is actually pretty cool. I actually like this. So, all right. You're going to have to give me a second to figure this guy out. And I'm hoping that people show up because, hey, it's always nice when people show up, and it looks like there are. You think I am? Excellent. So this is the whole premise for this video. See, there's some look. I want to talk about relevance in agriculture and who's relevant, who's irrelevant. And you may be surprised by what I'm going to say. You may be maybe shocked. I don't know. But relevance in agriculture, I think every aspect of agriculture is relevant with the exception of one field. And that one field is the horse industry. There is nothing valuable about a horse. So if you're a horse person that has horses and, not all farmers, a lot of farmers have horses and they enjoy riding. And, I used to as well, but I don't anymore. It just doesn't matter to me about horses. So, but anyway, that is the one area of agriculture that I just don't see any relevance in. There's all kinds. There's organics. There's everything. Yeah, horses are money pit. Dog food is great. You can turn a horse into dog food, but you can actually eat a horse. Now, they made it legal to eat horse in the United States here a few years back, but nobody actually does. If I put horse on a menu in a restaurant that I had, I'd probably have people protesting. And I highly doubt that you would want to do it in New Jersey because, believe it or not, the state animal is the horse. It is. A state animal is a horse. So that's what we've got. Anyway, so for all other aspects of agriculture, and I hope everybody can hear me just fine. Can everybody hear me okay? Oh, I've had horse. I had horse when I was in Belgium, and it's a sweet meat. It's not as coarse as you would think it would be, but it has, whether it was the way it was prepared, but man, when I look at a horse today, I look at horse ass. That steak, that big old rump roast of, yeah, that's right, ground horse ass. It does taste really quite well. So I guess there's a lot of people that are coming in right now. Probably a lot of guys are coming in from the fields. They're working or whatever, and maybe there's even a bunch of people that are, just hanging out here. Get this GoPro Hero 2. Can you believe that? I had that for years. For many years. Horse people don't pay their bills. That's why that's correct. Not all of them, but for the most of them, it is a big concern for everyone. So anyway, today I did a live stream, and there was a fellow that decided that he would tell me that I am struggling to be relevant. And it kind of pissed me off because I am relevant. I'm probably more relevant than most people care to think, and that's just, you're an ass, Wes. I know. I'll show that too, because I can be an ass, and that's okay. But you see, the problem is with people, when you tell them something that they don't want to hear, they will say you're condescending, which condescending is basically talking down to somebody, And honestly, that guy, what the hell was his name? His name was John. God, I can't remember what the hell his name is, and that's fine. He called me condescending, and I don't believe I'm condescending. I do. Well, yeah, there he is. Look at this little guy. I gave him a haircut, and he is just an amazing little boy, right? What do you think? You see, you guys remember when Tim was young? Tim's 27 now, and I've been doing this since 2008, 2008. So my YouTube has been hacked. Oh no, geez, Travis, what the hell? So anyway, I was told that I'm struggling to be relevant. Well, I don't feel that I'm irrelevant in any way at all, because if you look at what I do, now I do mostly hay. All right, it's obvious that I have grown corn and soybeans in the past. We were dairy. I did wheat, rye. I did it all. I did all kinds of stuff. And, you got to find your niche in life and what makes you the most money. So does that make me irrelevant because I choose to do majority hay? Well, no, there's a lot of hay farmers out here on the internet that look at me and say, wow, that's just amazing, the speed and the efficiency in which you can do something like that. And of course, there's a lot of people that don't understand the hay farm, the hay business, because, you know, it's not in their wheelhouse. It's not their realm of things to do. So they choose to watch videos where people are planting corn and soybeans and wheat, maybe barley, maybe some other things. Dairy guys are the jack of all trades crop-wise. We can show that because they are the jack of all trades. Now, when you wrote jack of all trades, it looked like jack off all trades. So jack off got you flagged, but I know what you meant. So dairy farmers, not jack offs. You're right. Dairy farmers, and which we were until approximately 10 years ago, we sold the cows. Keep doing what you're doing. I know. And WT Farm Girl, you keep doing what you're doing. I don't get to catch your videos as much as I'd like to, but I do watch them intermittently. As you all know, that I am in the busiest time of my life, really, doing all kinds of stuff. Yesterday, I was in Ohio. I picked up a new sprayer in Ohio. If you didn't catch that yesterday, but that's what I was doing yesterday. I brought it home. I put water in it today after getting a new main charge, boom charge hose, and we rewatch your repair videos. Oh, yeah, well, hey, you know what? And that's a funny thing that you say that, because that gives me relevance. Do you realize that when I post a video of repairing balers, I catch crap, okay? I catch crap, but there's a lot of people just like the WT Farm Girl that looks at those videos and are like, hey, wait a minute, this guy, he's teaching somebody a valuable skill, because there are people that have worked on balers their entire lives and never ever actually got the knack of a nodder system. I've been working on nodders my entire life, and you can actually tell me what the problem is and what it's doing or what it is not doing. And it takes me a couple of seconds, but I go back into the files and the recesses of my mind, and I can pretty much tell you what it is that is causing you the issue. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's entirely up to you. Why don't your subscriptions ever increase from 144,000? Well, you see, Big Brother doesn't like me. And there's a lot of people out there that really don't like me because I do speak my mind, and I'm pretty honest. And like that guy today that called me irrelevant, or even the one that called me said that I was condescending. I said condescending asshole. I put those words in there because, you know what, that's really what he meant, but he wouldn't fess up to it. But it's okay. Condescending is condescending, and that is one thing I'm not. If you feel that I am, you can do exactly what my wife did. Walk past, out the door, shut it behind you, and don't come back out. No, there you go. And that's okay, because I really don't need people like that watching my channels, because they just bring everybody else down, including me. I mean, there are things that are said on my channel that do bother me, and they do bother me because I'm not condescending. You know, I provide a great service for people. There's a lot of people that call me and compliment me and say all these wonderful things. They send me gifts. They do just... I would read this to you, William, but I can't. I'm in the middle of this, but you can just play over there. There's a gun in the corner. Make sure you clean it and, strip it, clean it, and reassemble it. So, yeah. So, anyway, what did you get? Okay, you got your safety glasses on before you tear that firearm down. Anyway, yeah, so there's just all kinds of things that I do on my channel that help people. And no matter how much I help people, there's always a couple of people that just feel that, I'm a dead stick. Well, let's get on to relevancy. So I think about, don't pay attention to the assholes. I'm not really paying attention to them, but they just kind of annoy you. Haters gonna hate no matter what you say and how you act. That is true, and that's okay. And I'm not here whining and complaining, because that'll be the next message is, oh, you're just a whiner. That's all you ever do. And, and that's not at all true. I'm not whining. I'm just bringing it to the attention of others that if they see these people that are saying negative stuff, report them for me. because I read the comments and it's fine. I generally do report idiots, and yeah, the ass pickers sometimes need a good walloping. I agree. Yeah, I have experiences all the time. Too much hate in this country. I agree. There's too much jealousy as well. There's a lot of people that look at what I'm doing, and because they can't, they got to attempt to bring me down. And it's just like the guy that called me condescending. So the other day, I think it was yesterday, I was talking about people planting corn in the cold weather, the cold ground. And I said something about putting little sweaters on their corn because, if you've never grown corn, or if you have grown corn, you will know this. Maybe you don't know why it did what it did. But corn is very fickle when it comes to its emergence and up to the fourth leaf stage. All right. So if you take that ground, the soil and soil condition, and I can only say this so many times, but there was this fellow that called me condescending. He's like, well, I put corn in the ground and it didn't need little sweaters because it's up and growing. Good for you. But you got to understand, we still have a moon cycle to make it through before we're out of the woods with the frost. And that won't be, we're close. Okay. We are close. And we can very easily have frost into mid-May. And I'm telling you, like here, now I'm not talking about in your neck of the woods. If you're in Florida, you're fine. Oh shit, I just hid somebody's message. Message automatically held for real, hidden by one way farmer, view deleted message. Hold on a second. I'm trying to redo that one. I had Phil with the ass hats last week, left a message. Okay. All right, hold on. I want to God darn it, I screwed that up. Hey, I didn't break it, you did. Give it to me, and I will put it back together again because you broke it. Having a 2.5-year-old is just so much fun. If you don't know. Oh. Hold on. What did you do to this thing? I think you broke it. All right, go ahead. Go break it somewhere else. Anyway, yeah. So I saw some early sweet corn get covered with mulch straw, then it all got pitchforked off and rose again. I would want to do that on 100. I wouldn't want to do that on 100 acres either. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if your soil is marginal and it's wet, don't put it in the ground now. Wait till your conditions are right. Look at the calendar, for God's sakes. We do realize that it is May 1st. Well, now you've done it. It is May 1st. Okay, so in this area, you can get away with like last week, but it could, no, you broke it, but it could freeze. I drove through snow last night. So if you've got snow on the ground, and it's none of my business, I'm just trying to save some people some money. And if you think I'm a jackass, next year you can just say, oh, it's April 18th. I better get the corn in the ground because last year I did it. And then the moon phase is just a little bit different. And you might have a little bit of a warm spell, like 4 or 5 days where it's like 70, 75 degrees and that corn comes up through the ground. Hey, knock it off. Corn comes up through the ground and then we get a frost and it severely hurts it. So, and there you go. So, you just kind of got to look at all this stuff, and that's all I'm saying. So let's move on to am I relevant, or the relevance of people in agriculture. So I'm going to say some big YouTuber names, which are probably, could you get him out of here with that thing? Take him downstairs, please. Please, can you please? It's a yes or a no, please.
Yes.
Thank you. I can't hear, and yeah, spread the love. So I'm going to say some big YouTuber names, and I don't mean it in any disrespect, but you ready for this one, Teresa?
Wow.
But, for what I'm about to say, is everybody ready to hear what I've got to say about the large YouTube viewers, the large YouTube creators, and myself and others that are like me out here on YouTube? So first, I'll start off by saying that I don't watch the big channels at all anymore. I just can't. Once in a while, I'll catch Zach. I'll catch Zach, Millennial Farmer. I did watch Cole the Corn Star a couple of weeks back. He said he had put tires on his Case tractor that he bought. Okay, so his Case International tractor. I call it a Case because whatever. So the Case International tractor had these tires on it, and he said that when he went down the road, it would throw him around in the cab because they were bouncy. And the company came out that mounted the tire. Your channel has taught me so much. I'm 20-year-old excavating contractor. Well, thank you. I'm glad. And spread the love, Go Go Bobo sister. There you go. Anyway, with that being said, so they came out and they dismounted the tires. They put a laser on these tires and the rim, and they made the tire and the rim, to make it smooth out. And I'm thinking, I'm going to tell you a little story. And I really wanted to talk to Cole about this because, in my honest opinion, there are two of the most worthless ag tire companies on the market. One is Goodyear. Yes, Goodyear. And the other is Firestone. Okay. So I'm sure there's a lot of guys that are just crawling out of their skin to yell at me over this. You ever notice when you're going down the road with your Firestone tires, and you're doing this, you're loping, or you get a flat spot on one side and not the other. Why is that? Is it because you're doing a lot of road travel? No. Is it because your tractor, for some reason, only is like that, and every time you put a new set of tires, the same exact thing happens? Is that it? Or you use your Goodyears, and after 2 years, the tread is perfect. It's wearing like iron. These are radials, mind you. I use radials. Well, Steely Dan, I don't know that that's a good question to ask, but no, absolutely not. So anyways, so Goodyear's, the sidewalls crack out and you lose your tire. So it doesn't matter if the tread lasts forever, if everything else is garbage. Yeah, they're garbage. 2 years out of a tire that the tread lasts, but the sidewalls are garbage. Firestone tires are made out of round. And apparently, whoa, Christopher White, thank you for all your educational agriculture videos. I've learned a lot by tearing into farm equipment. Could you possibly do another running tractor tour? I probably could or should, but right now I am so busy that I just can't do that. So yes, air pressure makes a huge difference if guys aren't smart enough to adjust fronts and rears. That's not on the brand. Okay, so when you buy a tractor, the pressures that are in the tractor's manufacturer, the tractor's manual, are the pressures that you're supposed to use on your tractor. And that's a fact. Somebody wrote BKT. So I'm going to get to that. Just give me a second here. So those are the pressures you use. Now, and a lot of people are so ignorant, they don't even know this. Well, I put 15 pounds of pressure in my tractor's tire, or I put 20 pounds of pressure in the tire. I had years ago, there was a tire guy that came in. He says, well, if they're 20.8s, you got to put 20 pounds of pressure in them. If they're 18.4s, you put 18 pounds of pressure in them. If they're 16.9s, you put 16 pounds of pressure in them. If they're 15.3s, and so on and so forth down the line. Where does that even begin to make sense? Right? Where does it begin to make sense? Oh, excuse me. So if you've got, let's use the 8530 for an example. You've got a very heavy tractor, off the line, no ballast. That tractor weighs like 25,000 pounds. No ballast, nothing. You put a set of front weights on there, and I mean a full rack of weights. You got a ton or a ton and a half of weight up on the front, and you're going to run, say, let's just say you're going to run 12 pounds of pressure in those tires. You put a ton and a half and hang that over the front end of that axle, those tires are technically getting not a ton, but probably twice that because they're ahead of that axle. I'm going to get some duct tape on that kid. So anyway, no, I wouldn't do that. Well, I would, but not in front of the camera, But anyways, so these checking in is still relevant. It's fine. So what you do is you go to your manufacturer's book, your operator's manual, and it will state in there so many pounds on the rear, so many pounds of pressure in the tire. Cold snack cash. Thanks, Ryan Hogan. That's cool. Thank you very much. I didn't really start out today for money, but I mean, if people want to let it go ahead. It's fine. Anyway, with that being said, so you got a front end loader. Well, a front end loader weighs 1.5 tons or 2 tons, and you're going to go and you're going to grab, let's just say you're grabbing 3 bales of hay with your front end loader. You got 15, 3,000, 45, you got 4,000 to 4,500 pounds on top of that loader. Are you still going to run that same 12-pound of air pressure in those tires? No, you're not. So it doesn't matter what it is. You have got to adjust the pressure to the load of the tractor. A chisel plow on the ass end, you need to add pressure. Know how much your chisel plow weighs, because when you open up that book, it's going to say, oh, okay, you need to inflate to this. A good rule of thumb, and this is really easy. If you don't even need a tire gauge to gauge this correctly. With a set of radial tires on your tractor, 3 lugs, 1, 2, 3 lugs, should be on the ground. The leading lug should be going into the traction. The bottom lug should be in traction, and the rear lug, the third lug, the one towards the back end, should be leaving traction at all times. So if you take your chisel plow off and you've got, say, 25 pound of air in there, boom, your tractor is now sitting up on one lug, possibly touching the leading lug and the trailing lug, and it's there. So you need to adjust that. And like I said, you really don't need a pressure gauge. What you can do is pull that water valve and count until you get the 3 lugs on the ground, and then quick put it in, and then you go to the other side and you count. And it works really well that way. So that's a good way to do that. But there is just so many people that will contradict you in your methods, saying that's not the manufacturer of the tire's recommended tire pressure. Well, the fact of the matter is the tire pressure isn't set by the manufacturer. They have parameters, but your operator's manual for your piece of equipment is what you should go by. There, I'm done with that. Now, the other thing is Goodyear tires. If I have to call my Goodyear dealer to come out to my farm because the tires are throwing me out of the seat and I look like I'm driving a clown car, I would call them and say, come get these worthless pieces of shit. If I need a laser to correct the manufacturing defect, which is what you would call an oblong tire, you need to come and get that junk. So it took me a lot of years to figure this out. Like, I'm 48 years old. When I was 28, I was just like, what the hell? Why are these tires running flat spots? So I tried Titan tires, which is now Goodyear tires, which I think Titan is gone, and Goodyear's gone and it's Titan. But whatever. Then you find out that they're junk. So then you look for alternate manufacturers, and now we're going to go to the dude that said BKT. Okay, BKT tires. There's pluses and minuses to BKT tires, okay? First off, I have used BKT tires. They are a soft rubber tire. They really are. They are a soft rubber tire, but they ride smooth. You don't get that loping, but the tread wears off pretty quickly because they're a soft tread tire. I like them on my front end loaders because they are very soft and pliable and squishy, and you're going to wear tires out on a front end loader pretty quickly anyway. They're 2 to 1, 2 front tires to 1 set of rears. That's the way it is. So I use Firestone or garbage. Don't ever buy them. They're junk. They are made out of round. And if you don't know this, you haven't run Firestone tires long enough. That's just all there is to it. I mean, you get flat spots, you get weird wear, you get that loping thing that's going down the road. And, but anyway, so what I found was that those BKT tires, because they were really soft, that if you bought a pair of them about 6 months to a year before you needed them, they would harden up. And I did this with front tires on the 4450. I bought 2 sets of front tires for the 4450. The first set wore right the hell off within a year. The second set have been on there for years, for many years. So they're curing process, and they will continue to cure. All tires will continue to cure over time. That's why when you've got a 10-year-old tractor and it feels like it's so the outer gum is really hard. Okay, Redneck Dave lets you get a lot of hate for no reason. Your videos are the great first thing I look for in the morning. OLF and coffee. It's a great start to the day. Well, Redneck Dave, I thank you very much for that. And I thank you for the compliments, because you're the type of people that keep me here and make me relevant. So anyways, in my search for good tires, I stumbled across a company by the name of Trelleborg. And I want to talk about Michelin's. Michelin makes a good tire, but they are like basketballs. They will bounce. They bounce, not going down the road. You won't get that loping, but if you hit a bump, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, and then it'll settle down. Not like the Firestone where it's completely all the time. You can get away with Michelin's on the front. They're really pretty durable tire, and you don't get that bounce. But the back tires, I would never buy Michelin's for back tires. So Armstrong became Titan, and I can tell you, Timmy, I liked the Armstrong long bar, short bar design. They were really, really good. They rode well, they grabbed well, they worked well. But then, of course, they went to Goodyear, and then that was like a slippery slope. So, but anyhow, with that being said, Trelleborg tires. I love my Trelleborg tires. They ride smooth. They wear for a very long time. They've got good sidewalls. They have traction that will, a lot of guys are like, oh, you need a tire to slip a little bit in order to stay in traction. Well, I'd rather have traction, and I'd rather be pulling instead of slipping and pawing and clawing. I had somebody tell me, oh, well, those things dig a hole real fast. Well, you're correct, because they grab, and when you lose traction, yeah, they will dig a hole just like anything else, but that's just it. So as far as tires are concerned, when I watched Cole the Cornstar putting those tires on there, I'd have thrown them away. Dry rotted as well. Yes, they do dry rot. They do. Ryan Hogan, they do dry rot, and that's an issue. I took Michelin's off of the 6210R. They were the original tires on that 6210R. They made it 45, 46, 4,700 hours. They were dry rotted on the sidewalls, but they were like basketballs. I put the new ones on. Yeah, 75-mile-an-hour sprayer. No, I had it over 80. It went over 80. I had to pull it back a little bit because it started to snow. I was going 80 on 80, and I was like, holy shit, it started to snow yesterday, and I was afraid that I'd have to actually slam on the brakes. We all need a lot of things. You're right. So, and there's a lot of people that can't afford to buy 2 sets of tires, and I can't either, but it was an opportunity I had. I had to spend money at the end of the year, and I bought 2 sets of tires, and they do cure. Firestone tires, they cure too, and they get really hard, but they still wear bad. So, but whatever. Anyway, so now I still haven't gotten to the relevance side of this thing. And I got a lot of people watching, and they're asking a lot of questions because the relevancy. Wes, you are relevant. Love your channel. Thumbs up, as always, sir. So I can bring Timmy Cornpicker into this, and he's probably going to be like, huh? Me? Why? Well, you got to realize that there's a lot of farmers in this country, a lot more farmers than people actually know about. Of course, when you go to YouTube and you type in, I want to see farmers, you're going to see probably Millennial Farmer is the top one. You're going to see Cole the Cornstar. You're going to see How Farms Works, which is a good channel, by the way. I still think that they're doing very good. Travis is down. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers because he doesn't have time for all the editing crap like me. I ain't got time for that crap. If I paid money to have my videos edited, I guarantee you that I would not have 144,000 subscribers. I'd be somewhere around 400 and some thousand subscribers. But I'm going to tell you something that maybe you do not know, or maybe you don't care to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway, and then I'm going to get to Timmy Cornpicker. Okay. I'm not going to, MJR Farms, I'm not going to say that Cole's a douchebag. Cole is a product of YouTube. So he's a product of YouTube. His head is like this because he's got YouTube success and he's got his sister editing for him. Great family, by the way. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. I don't like his style of filming. Therefore, I don't go there and I don't bash him. I think that if there's a lot of people that want to watch that, it's like, I don't need to follow something like that. But there's a lot of people that do. So when you go to these, I want to look at farmers on YouTube, what you see is these big guys. I'm going to say big guys. I used to be the big guy, believe it or not. I was the big guy for many years, and it didn't matter. I didn't care one way or the other. I didn't care that I was ahead of how farms work, and I didn't care when they passed me. I didn't care when Millennial Farmer passed me. I didn't care when Cole passed me. I didn't care when Welkers passed me. I didn't care at all. It was fine. I have my place. I have never used YouTube money to purchase farm equipment, ever. Now, I have purchased some properties with my YouTube money, and, that's kind of working for me, buying equipment and selling and making a flashy channel with, hey, look what I bought. Hey, look what I got. Hey, look what they gave me. Hey, look what I'm going to get. Hey, look what this did. Look what that does. Look how much I'm getting paid from this sponsor. Look how much I'm getting paid from that sponsor. Hey, if you go to this thing, you can be like me. It's not me. I don't want anybody to be like me. I would like people to learn from me and make their own decisions and maybe have some successes in life. But now I'm going to talk about Timmy Cornpicker. So Timmy Cornpicker has a way of farming that is from the bygone era. I landed early. Okay. Oh, he landed early to see my life. So he farms in a bygone era. He's using moldboard plows from time to time. I believe he has a chisel plow. He runs a disc and a roller harrow and a spring tooth harrow, and he just does or use this shit that is correct. Use this shit because it's going to make me money. You can do that. I could do that. I won't do that. And that's why I don't get these sponsored things. I actually get offers all the time. I turn them down. I don't even look at them anymore because they're not interested in an honest review with my honest opinion. What they're interested in is me, my talking head saying, hey, buy WD-40. It's the best shit since sliced bread. On the other hand, hey, buy PB Blaster. It's the best shit since sliced bread. Beep, beep. Hey, buy this product. It's the best shit since sliced bread. Well, I will show you what's good about it. I will use it and prove it before I say it. And y'all know that. So there you go. New York tech teacher, I greatly enjoy your honesty. Well, thank you. And sometimes I get ahead of myself, and it's fine. I'm not afraid. Yes. Again, now we can bring in all these other channels other than Timmy Cornpicker. So here I'm going to talk about myself a little bit because I don't think that I'm not insulting Tim in any way. I actually am somewhat envious of his way of life. He doesn't have the high stress need to go out and, his lifestyle is a lot less stressful. He's got a few animals. He actually puts you in mind of a typical 1950s farm. Really, honestly, a 1950s farm, and he does well. I help him out. And I'm sure if I said, hey, Tim, I need some help, Tim would get in his truck. He would drive down and and he would help me because he's a good guy. So there you go. Boehm Farm. Okay. So Boehm Farm, Jacob Boehm, cool dude. Oh, yes. He does no-till as well. Yes. He covers everything. I mean, he does a good job. Tim does a good job in his own right. And if there's a certain farmer that lives like 2 miles from me watching this, he's probably saying, that Timmy Cornpicker's a useless piece of shit. Well, I'm a useless piece of shit too in his eyes. So you know what? That's okay. It's all right. We can live. So Boehm Farm, he's doing chickens and some corn and some soybeans, and he's just enjoying his life as well. I mean, it's all different ways of farming. Bandit Farmer. Again, here you have Don Barnes. He's not selling anything. He's not getting anything for free. He's taking a a camera. He's going out and he's filming it, and he's showing people what he does on a minimalist way of growing a crop. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot more of people like Bain Farm, Timmy Corn Picker, Bandit Farm, Farm Boy 66, or Oliver Farm Boy 66. There's a lot more of those out there than there are of the Zach Johnsons, the Welkers, the Larson Farms, the Cole the Corn Stars. There's a lot more of those people than there are there's a lot less of those people than there are people like myself and everybody else. Now, I'm on the upper cuff of that spectrum. I do use older equipment. I do. I don't feel the need to go out and spend $250,000, $300,000 for a corn planter. Could you imagine that? Oh yeah, one lonely farmer went out and bought a brand new corn planter. Holy shit, he's got $250,000, $350,000, $400,000 in a corn planter. Oh my goodness. Well, let's face it, the corn that goes to the market is all the same price. You're getting the same thing as I am. I'm getting the same thing as they are. The only difference is I didn't spend all this money on that. Now, I proved that you can grow over 300 bushel to the acre corn with a 45-year-old corn planter. Just show it some love. Don't go out of its parameters, and it will serve you well. It really will serve you well. And I'm going to do it again this year. So there you go. Yes, make a video about those peas. I used to grow peas and oats. I grew them years ago. We ground the peas, and we ground peas and oats, and we mowed and baled peas and oats and made hay. Oh, it's the best farm channel, hands down. Well, I can't say that I'm the best one. I really would like to go out and buy a new piece of equipment and demonstrate it and give you my honest opinion with it. But I can't. I don't have that kind of an income, And if I did have, 800,000 subscribers or 400 or 500 or 600,000 subscribers or even 300,000 subscribers, and I had highly edited videos that are bits and pieces and, this wholesome, God-loving, God-fearing thing, which it isn't. Mine isn't. Mine is very quick and dirty. And I put it up so that people can enjoy it. And the people that do enjoy it are happy that I do this. I don't have to. I used to make good money on YouTube. I don't make good money on YouTube anymore. It's, it's just, what it is? It's my vacation at the end of the year anymore. So there it is. I never used my YouTube money to farm with. I never used that money for that aspect of it. It was always an investment side for that. Silly things like this. You see this? You see this stuff, and this thing's really cool. That's silver, right? So, and I've got other stuff. So you take that money and you're like, hey, you know what? This is growing. Let's use that. And that's what I use it for. Wes, be a condensing asshole and do the product review. A condensing asshole, maybe. Not a condensing, condescending asshole. So yeah, so that's it. And people have their place. And of course, city people think that when they go to these other channels, and I'm not saying anything bad about them, and I'm sure there's an idiot that's going to say, oh, well, you're just jealous. I am jealous of no one. If I want something, I work hard and I get it, right? If I want it, that's what I do. And that's what most people should be doing. If you want something, work hard and get it. I don't get on the phone and say, hey, I got a big YouTube channel, and I think I can sell you a few of those things. And, if you bring me that, I can feature it on my YouTube channel. And, there'd be a minimum of like 300,000 farmers that are going to see this. And, okay, cool. Wow, that's crazy. I really like that little doodad. So I don't do that. I never have done that. I had Titan Equipment call me and offer me a partnership. And they're like, we really want you to do this, but we want you to be respectful to our product. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, we'll send you something and you use it and just show the highlights of it, like for a few weeks. And then for payment, we'll let you have it and you can either continue to use it or throw it away. Your real show should happen. Speak your mind. And that is absolutely true. When I do speak my mind, that's when I get the most crap. And it's okay. I really don't care. What I don't like is when they attack my son and my son and my wife, that stuff. And it does happen. You let these assholes get under your skin, you're a good farmer. They can't grab themselves in the ass with both hands. Well, Michael Heinen, they're not under my skin. I got to say, they're not under my skin. It does bother me, but I just want people to understand. If you're on the fence and you're like, you know what, this guy's condescending, or this guy is grasping at relevancy. I'm not grasping at relevancy. I am more relevant than most of the people on YouTube and it doesn't matter if I was or wasn't. It's just, I am as relevant as Timmy Cornpicker. Timmy Cornpicker is as relevant as Jacob Bain. Jacob Bain, Bandit Farmer, and it goes on, so on and so forth. And those are the channels that I watch. That little boy, he's not happy. So it goes on, so on and so forth. So, okay, when you have a farm that's on YouTube and everything's brand new and nothing seemingly breaks, or seemingly nothing ever breaks, and you don't see shop videos because, well, nobody wants to watch shop videos. We don't get high views with shop videos. We don't get the money for the shop videos because people just want to see me sticking seed in the ground in the mud, or sticking seed in the ground and having a flood, or sticking seed in the ground and it's too cold, or sticking seed in the ground and it pops up in 3 days and does really well. David Natal, I have to defend the Stony Ridge farmer 100%. He never, ever was anything other than a product review channel. He would do the bee stuff. When he did the bee stuff, that's what got me interested in his channel. Josh is a great guy. He's been to my farm. I've been trying to get to his. I just haven't gotten there. He has always stated that his channel was specifically for product reviews. He's the guy that calls him up and says, hey, my name is Josh, and I've got a YouTube channel, and I was thinking it'd be a good idea, and he's a good talker. It's a good idea if you lend me or give me this piece of equipment because I need it to clean my fence rows. Or, hey, we're going to be putting up fence today, and I think red, white, and blue brand is perfect, and he's always been that way. So he didn't ruin his channel. It's just you were watching and you missed the memo there. So that's fine. I hardly watch Millennial Farmer anymore, or Cole, et cetera, et cetera. Boring to me. Well, because nothing hardly ever breaks. Now, Cole will show some broken down stuff, but it's like clickbait. It's like, oh, by the way, the wheels fell off the tractor. What are we going to do now? Oh, my God, the dealer's coming out, and they're going to strike a laser and make that bump go away by turning the rim this way and that way, and we're going to see if we get thrown out the window of the back of the tractor. And there you go. That's a whole Cole the Corn Star video. Great. That's what people want to see. That's what people get to see. And maybe the reason why I say shit about your kids because they're jealous. Tim is a great young man now and does more work than assholes on here. That is probably true, but that's not the son that I was talking about my little guy. I get comments about my wife and the little guy, and I don't even tell them because I just don't want her to feel that way. My wife is a wonderful, honest human being, and she has feelings, and she doesn't have skin like me. I'm pretty thick-skinned. I'd pay money to see just one of those keyboard warriors say that. Well, here's a funny thing about me, and I really don't take horse shit. If you come to the farm and your intention is to actually say something negative to me, I'm going to shut you down in a hurry. I'll shut you right down, and usually I'm never more than a couple steps or finger grabs away from a firearm. And if you come and threaten me, you're going to get a bullet in the face, because that's just the way I am. I don't put a sign out at the end of my driveway. Stop. My family lives here. This is a working farm. I'm not just a YouTube personality. I actually work. No, I've got a gun and I know how to use it. How's that sound? I could put a sign out like that, like, hey, motherfucker, if you come and you're going to mess with my family, I'm going to fist fuck your face, and that'll be the end of it. Or I'm just no more than 2 or 3 steps away from a 12 gauge. And yes, there are a lot. I get emails about my little guy and my wife, and it's really, she's downstairs. I don't really want her to hear about this stuff, but the ass crack trolls. Tim's an adult. He's 27 years old. Yeah, so I just don't like that. And some of my animosity that I show on here is because of that. You do and say whatever you want about me. I mean, if you think that I don't know what I'm doing, watch the end result. If I screw up, you bet your ass you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You're going to see, oh, well, today I ran into this, or tomorrow I did that, whatever. So, Democrats, anyways, gun control means hitting your target. But anyway, they're about ready to get their ass raked over the coals here when the Supreme Court hears this New York case, which would be pretty good. No, nobody is perfect on here either. And I'm not perfect, but, we have these incredible challenges. We have incredible challenges right now in agriculture. The challenges, these markets, and of course there was a guy today and he's like, well, you can thank Joe Biden and Camel Toe Harris for the high corn price and high soybean price. It's all on them. Well, unfortunately for Mr. Biden and Miss Harris, that's not entirely true. You see, the farm markets aren't run by that administration down there. Totally. Now, I haven't heard that Mr. Biden and Miss Harris have gone and spoke with China about what they're going to buy from farmers, or what they're going to, what they're going to do. The tariffs are going to be lifted, or the tariffs are going to go. You don't hear any of that crap. This stuff was all stuff that was done in the past 4 years that is coming to fruition now. It would be no different today. It may be different today. If Donald Trump had continued to be our president, which I feel that he still is, because these people are fucked up. There's just no way that border should be open. And I love it when they say, oh, well, we're going to do away with it and remain in Mexico, and to hell with the Northern Triangle. They don't need to follow any rules, but it's Donald Trump's fault. Where does this stuff come from? But we're off the rails here, and we don't need to talk about politics. We're still talking about farming and relevancy. Yeah, it's what it is. Yes, they do talk about my wife. They really do. They call her some pretty horrific names. Well, I can't say that that Biden has done anything to our markets in a negative way. That will come later. But you do realize that we're paying $1.20 a gallon more for the diesel fuel. Okay, and the John Deere John, when Mr. Biden got into office, John Deere added, I think everything went up on parts either 4%. I'm pretty sure it was 4% on parts. I thought that was kind of shocking. So 4% more on that. Go buy a used John Deere tractor, Case tractor, New Holland tractor, Massey Ferguson tractor, or even a Cat Challenger tractor, and tell me how much more that same exact tractor costs today than it did 6 or 8 months ago. It is crazy. So you're getting $7 a bushel for your corn. Whoopity-doo. My fertilizer price, which I paid $430 last year for this blend for my corn. We're over $600 now per ton. My nitrogen, 32%, same 32%. Last year, $232 a ton. Right now, $366 a ton. Corn fertilizer or the grass fertilizer last year, 300, and I think that was 330 or 340. This year, 550. So what's $7 a bushel? You know, when everything else climbs and climbs and climbs due to the climate, and I'm not talking about the climate, the weather climate, the political climate. Due to the political climate, you can have. I penciled in last year $3.45 is what I needed, or that's not. It's what I needed in order to turn a decent profit last year. Fortunately, I got no less than $3.48 a bushel for that corn. And I'm like, man, I could sell it all for this and make my money. I sold the last corn for $5.89, and they got 2 more loads to go. That goes Monday and Tuesday. Those 2 loads go for $5.89, and then I think I've got 4 or 5,000 bushels left. 4 to 5,000 bushels left after that I will be able to sell for somewhere between $7 and $8 a bushel. So $7 and $8 a bushel. Okay, that's great because of all these other inputs that have gone through the roof. How about tires? How about the oil? I bought Schaefer's oil. Last year, Schaefer's oil was, oh, I don't know, about $1,100 and some dollars a drum. I bought 3 drums. This year, I just bought the same exact order that I bought last year for $2,700, and it was, or 27 or 28, maybe it was $2,900 for the very same order this year, like yesterday. Is it yesterday? Day before yesterday, I bought the Schaefer's engine oil and grease order was $47. It was $2,900 the year before, $4,700 and change this year. So my engine oil, filters for the tractors, like I said, 4% increase on all those. I went over to John Deere, which I was pleasantly surprised. I bought 3 drums of hydraulic, high guard, and transmission oil because that's what I use in my John Deere tractors because it is designed specifically for my John Deere tractors. You can use Valvoline or Rotella or anything else you want to use in there. But the problem is that there's additives that they put into these oils. Like the base oil can come from anywhere, but John Deere has the company that makes or produces their oil put in the specific additives that are designed specifically for the clutch and brake packs that they have in these tractors. Okay? So you can buy case oil that says it's universal hydraulic oil for IVT or CVTs in your New Holland, and then put it in a John Deere, and you get these. You can't hear it, but it is happening. You'll get a chatter in your clutch plates, your power shift packs, your brake shoes or pads that are in there, and you get that micro chatter. Synchronizers, if you're running a synchronized transmission like a power quad or an auto quad or whatever, those, you get these micro friction chatters, and it breaks those discs apart, and that's when you have transmission and brake and clutch failures. So use those oils. $670 some per drum. I expected it to be $1,000. I really did. So there was only $600 some. But by the time I bought the filters for 5 tractors and 3 drums of oil at 678, I think 678. Those drums, 6, 12, and what is that? 18, 6, 12, 18, 19. Just say not quite $2,000 or $2,000. It was $2,000, $2,007 for the drums of oil. And then I had $1,700 in engine and transmission filters for 5 tractors. $1,700. Wow. Think about that. 5 tractors, $1,700 in filters. I remember spending $800 for the same 5 tractors, $800, and thinking, holy shit, damn near $1,000 increase in the same filters. And I didn't get air filters, cab air filters for 2 of the 5 tractors. So everything has gone up. So yeah, you can say Biden-Harris has given us all this money for corn and soybeans, and our property owners that we rent ground from can say, well, you're getting the highest prices you ever got before, so now it's time the rent price goes up. So that ain't happening because everything else has gone up with it. just road fuel to get the damn product to its destination off the charts. It's up there. I just bought my baler twine for this year. I might have kept it under lock and key if the rumors about supplier to be believed. I ordered 20 pallets of twine, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I never got a phone call. I don't know if I'm going to have enough baling twine. And that's just a fact. I don't know if I'm going to have enough baling twine to bale my hay. As stupid as that is. So yeah, that's scary. So Timmy Cornpecker, you are not wrong. 20 pallets is what I ordered. And I called them and I said, well, do you have 10? And they're like, no. So Monday, I'm going to get on the phone again and I'm going to say, hey, I ordered these pallets of twine. I want them. Oh, and my seed and my chemicals, they're not here yet either. So it's not a good sign right now. So I might have killed grass hay to plant corn. I might have paid rent on ground to plant corn. I might have bought a trailer to bring spent compost home to plant corn. And I won't have the damn seed to plant the fucking fields with. Can you believe this? So there, what do you do? What the hell do you do? Yeah. Do you have any ideas on how to keep front outer axle seals from leaking after a year on a 7810? Front outer axle seals? Like what? The front outer axle seals, inner and outer axle seals. You have to adjust the when you change those seals. I mean, you pull that hub apart, and there is a load. You have to set the load on your bearings, because if that load isn't correct, you're going to have that thing cockeyed, and it'll tear the seals up. Make sure they're clean, obviously, too. Guess we better start trying to use twine back together. No, can't do that. I don't. All right, Ryan Hogan, ocean freight bringing raw materials into the country is beyond fucked up. I agree, and this is all because of the invisible killer COVID. Get Alvarez to air freight some twine to OLF. I tried to buy them. There's nothing in the country. There's nothing in the country. What's the title about? It's about relevancy. And I'm here to prove that there are more people that are like me and other smaller farmers. Even though I'm not small, I do over 3,500 acres, okay, of my own ground in hay and corn. So I'm not a small-time guy. I actually do more than most of these big operators on YouTube. It's like, but I do a different style, and I actually kind of like to keep a little bit of that money instead of just, paying Mother Deere or Mother New Holland, Mother Fiat. Yep. And it's that's just the way it is. And I like to put things in other places and do other things. But, that's it. I am relevant. I am not going away. I'm not trying to prove my relevancy at all. I feel that anybody that feels that I'm irrelevant may as well say that 90% of the American farmers are irrelevant, because if I'm not relevant in my field, then anybody that farms less than me is even less relevant than I am. And, okay, so who's buying the new big fat equipment? Nobody with a farm like mine is buying brand new tractors and corn planters and stuff like that. There's, in the blocks or the sizes that some of these people are doing, there just isn't doing it. But you've got people like Bill Gates, and he owns more farmland in the country than anybody else. He's the largest farmland owner. But you've got Poet, you've got Buffett, you've got God, what is the other? There's several different very large companies that have purchased farmland and have their own equipment that they hire this work done. I mean, I work for a farm in North Carolina, and they farm, what did they say, 40,000 acres? 40,000? Not 40,000. I think they're 40,000 acres. I don't know. They farm a lot of acres. They had 48,000 series tractors. They had 50 7,000 series tractors, and they had, of the 6,000 series, like 6210s and 6215s, they were looking at trading in 25 of those that last year. So that farm, the guy that owns that farm does not get in a tractor and go to work every day. So those people like that are buying these large blocks of tractors, and then you get people like me that go and say, hey, you know what? That dumbass paid the depreciation. It's got 3,000 or 4,000 hours on it. I can buy that, and there you go. I can buy that, and then I pay for it, and I have it for 10, 15 years. I mean, it's amazing that I have had my 8120 since 2011. Isn't that something? The 8120 since 2011. It's paid for. All this stuff is paid for. It's just amazing. But Koch brothers are large farmland owners. Of course, one of the Koch brothers died, so you've got that. But, there's just these huge farms, and, people like me and Timmy Cornpicker and others that are on here that are very relevant in our field. We can't afford to buy new tractors like that every year. It is a lot of tractors. Believe me, it's a lot of tractors, and it's impressive. It is impressive what they do, and it's amazing that I can bale straw for this farm and travel 40 miles to his next place, and then travel another 30 miles in another direction to another farm that they're doing. It's crazy. I'll say straw and cropping on 4,000 acres total. And my newest piece of equipment is John Deere 7810. Well, Jake Crum, that's good. That's impressive. You're doing more than me. And that's a lot. There's a lot to do. But I think we're about done with this live stream because my wife is downstairs fighting with William, and I'm sure she would probably appreciate me getting off of here. And so if you're feeling irrelevant, which I am not, if you're feeling irrelevant, because there are people out there telling you you're irrelevant, just know this. You are more relevant driving a 30-year-old tractor, farming 150 to 50 acres plus, than the guy that's farming 10,000 acres with brand new equipment, because you can probably, justify your purchases and know that they're paid for, and know that they will never pay for their equipment. It will be basically a lease, or it will be a own and trade in a couple of years. Now, I was doing that with the New Holland balers because they were junk. I'm not doing that with the Krones. Krones are awesome. And that's it. The one Krone baler is paid for. The other Krone baler is getting paid for. The other, so all this stuff gets paid for as it goes. And I do have to continue to purchase, because when I make more money, then I got that depreciation shit, and I don't want to give it to the government. So solar farmers suck too, because they're not solar farmers. Anyway, I'm going to let it go because my boy is downstairs, and my wife is probably thinking, you've been yakking for an hour, 3 minutes. And now the TV is on, and she's had her fill of him. So thank you for being here. Stay relevant. Stay happy. Oh, hoodwinked by an angel. Say hello to Teresa and William for you. I definitely will. Mr. Fazio, I cannot wait to see your hotel being built. I mean, I know you've dug the foundations and buried them again, and that drove a lot of people nuts and everything. But when that thing gets built, I am going to come to Bahal, and I am going to make a video, and I'm going to just enjoy, helping you show all these idiots to say that you're not going to do it, that you do know what you're doing, and that you will get it done. It's just the way it is. And I can't wait to see that damn hotel. It's going to be a 4-story hotel, beachfront hotel, beautiful, in the beautiful island of Bahal. And if you're interested in Mr. Hoodwinked by the Angel, Michael Fazio, and his videos, you can look at them. Sometimes he just can make you tilt your head like the RCA dog and be like, what? But he's definitely worth a watch. And he's going to get that hotel built. And I wish I could help him with it. It would be just awesome for me to go to the Philippines, fly into Bahal, swing a sledgehammer, pour some cement, not this slop that the Filipinos do, but actually something with slump, and weld some rebar and get it in place and help Michael get, maybe for a few days or a week, because I think me and Michael could work together. We kind of we kind of did work a little bit together when we were loading my truck up with his stuff that he had given to me, and I purchased some stuff from him because we made a deal, and I honored my side. He honored his side. Some of the stuff is very useful, and it's just really good. So one of these days, I'm going to be standing at the top of a 4-story hotel filming from this beautiful white sand beach in Bohol, Philippines, with Michael Fazio, and I'll probably stay there as well because I want to learn how to scuba dive. I've always wanted to. I haven't gotten that far, but if I stay in his hotel, there's some really neat coral reefs out there from what I understand, and it would be really cool to just learn how to go scuba diving and dive around or even just snorkeling, as long as I don't get run over by some dumb Chinese broad in a jet ski, because that happened to him. He got run over. Can you believe it? But he survived, which is good, but it could have been really bad. Could have been really, really bad. But anyways, that being said, y'all have a nice night. And does he have a link? Well, sure. It's right there. Hoodwinked by an Angel, Michael Fazio. And, he's not afraid to tell you off. Even if he's your friend and you say something stupid, he'll just tell you right the fuck off. That's it. Sorry about your luck. Don't you ever come to my channel and talk stupid shit like that. So, and I like that. Anyways, have a nice night. Bye-bye.